Hey guys, so today's tutorial is on this grungy 90s inspired look. I absolutely loved creating this for you guys. I had posted this eyeshadow look on my Instagram account last week, I believe, and thought I'd make a tutorial for it. I love the way that it turned out. It is super grungy, super dark. You can of course change this up however you want. I actually didn't have any lipstick on in that picture just because I had forgotten to put it on before I took the picture. But you can do whatever you want. You can do a nude lip. I would probably usually do a nude lip with this just because I'm not one to wear like super bold lips with a super bold eye all the time. I would absolutely pair this with a nude lip. But I thought for this tutorial, why not just go that next step, you know what I mean? So I paired it with a super vampy lip, and originally I had a very matte looking face. I didn't have any highlight on. I kept it very simple, barely contoured, didn't have any blush on. I mean, I put blush on, but you couldn't see it because of the color that I used. And I just love the way that it turned out. I think it looks really cool. I'm totally just like feeling this like vampy grunge 90s look. I was born in 96, so I didn't really, get to experience that kind of grungy era in my teen years, in my 20s and whatever. So I didn't get to experience the makeup of it, so I kind of am totally obsessed with doing it now. So that's why I created this tutorial. I hope you enjoy, and if you want to see how to get this look, just keep watching. So I'm starting with the Becca Backlight Priming Filter as my base for my face makeup. I really like this. I feel like it makes me glow from within, and it's a really great primer. So now I'm using the Maybelline Age Rewind Concealer basically as my foundation. I'm not going to do actual foundation today just because I didn't want things to look too heavy. I wanted things to look lighter but still have coverage, which this gives me exactly what I want. So I'm just putting that all over my face, and then I'm going to blend it out using my Morphe M5 or M439 foundation brush. And I'm just going to blend all of that out. And then I am going to add a little bit more concealer to my under eye area, just because I felt like I needed a little bit more coverage. And then I'm going to use the e.l.f. Perfect Finish HD setting powder. I'm just going to set my entire face with this. I really like the pressed versus the loose just because it's less messy, and I actually think that it makes my skin look better than the loose powder did. Now I'm using the Kat Von D Shade Light Contour Palette with the Morphe M527 and that middle contour shade. I'm going to just lightly, very, very lightly add some color to my skin. I didn't want to do any major bronzing or contouring because in the 90s they really weren't doing that. So I just wanted a little something so I didn't look dead. Now I'm using the Becca Jaclyn Hill limited edition face palette. I'm going to be using the middle blush called Amaretto. It is a matte light brown blush kind of color. It really didn't do much for my cheeks, but it added enough color just for like that flush, which is what I was looking for. And then I threw my hair up because this was just a couple of weeks before I donated it and it was driving me crazy. So now I'm using the Many MUA Makeup Geek eyeshadow palette. I'm going to dip into Beaches and Cream and Sora like always, and I'm going to use the Morphe M330 blending brush to put this in my crease using windshield wiper motions and circular motions to buff it out, of course. And then I did go back in and add more Sora just to add some more definition, like always. And then I'll be going in with Frappe, which is more of a deeper brown that's kind of cool toned but still warm toned, if that makes any sense at all. And I'm going to throw that more in the outer half, and then as the product leaves my brush, blend that further into my eyelid. And now I'm going to go into the Morphe 35O palette, and I'm going to dip into this red-brown brick color and place this pretty much just on the outer half of my lid, and then blend it in just the slightest bit as I continue. And then I did bring that down on my lower lash line a little bit as well. And then I'm going to go in with this cooler toned brown color just very, very lightly on the outer half of my lid, again, doing the exact same thing that I just did with the red color. And then I blended it out with a little more Sora. I feel like the Morphe shadows, now that I've been using Makeup Geek shadows, don't blend as well for me. So maybe it's time to invest in some more Makeup Geek eyeshadows. And then I felt like my eyelids were looking super red from that brick color in the Morphe palette. So I took my foundation brush and just lightly patted it on my eyelids. And then I took Sora and Frappe mixed together to put back into my crease, just so it looks like I've got color there, but it's not too intense. And now I'm using an eyeshadow from the quad that was in the 50 Shades of Grey collector's box, and it's shadow number I628. It's kind of like a shimmery olive green color, and this is the star of the show. I'm using the Morphe M224 eyeshadow brush to pack this all over my lid, and then of course I just blend it out first without putting any excess product on my brush, and then I put a little bit of Beaches and Cream on my brush to help blend it out a little bit. And of course I do that on both eyelids. And then I go in with Aphrodite, which is like that plum chocolatey shade. It's delicious. I love it. Not literally delicious, but I use the M169 pencil brush to put that shadow on the outer half of my eyelid, and then I just blend it out, of course, like I always do. And then it kept like lightening up as I was blending it, obviously, so I just kept going back and intensifying it and blending it until it was how I liked. And then I kind of felt like my eyeshadow was looking a little too straight on my eyelid. I don't know if you can see what I'm talking about, but I took this gray eyeshadow from the Makeup Forever palette. It's shadow number S556. And I used this to round out my eyeshadow a little bit more on my lid. I just felt like things were looking a little too angled. Let's just stick with angled. And then I did bring that down on the lower lash line as well. And then I'm going to be taking the Morphe M508 it's like a little smudge brush in Aphrodite, and I'm going to pack that right along my lower lash line and then blend it out with the M169 brush, and then do the same thing on my other lash, or on my other eye, and then just blend it out lightly with my big fluffy brush just to help kind of round everything together. So this is what it looks like so far. Kind of raccoony, but super grungy, super vampy. I really love the way it was turning out. I think it looks super cool so far. Really intense. So then I did bake my under eye with my Laura Mercier translucent setting powder. Things were just getting a little messy, and of course it was time for a dance break. So now I'm going to go ahead and curl my eyelashes, and then I'm going to tightline. And today I'm going to be using the Marc Jacobs Highliner Gel Eyeliner Crayon, and I believe it's either in Noir or Blackest Black, whatever he decided to name it, but it's just the black one. So I tightlined on my top lashes, and then I did line my waterline, so things were looking super intense, but I loved the way it turned out. It was just like very, very in your face, kind of like raccoony, which I know is not what you usually want, but it was totally what I was going for with this look. And then, of course, I'm using the Too Faced Better Than Sex mascara, and I'm just going to coat my lashes as much as I possibly can. I didn't really want them to look nice because, of course, I'm going for that grungy look, so I made them look super messy and kind of clumpy, and I love the way that they look. And now I'm using a lip liner by Scone Cosmetics. I got this in an Ipsy bag. It's in the color Wine. And I'm just going to line my lips and kind of blend it in. And then I'm going to be using a Rimmel lipstick in number 124. It's called Bordeaux. And that's the lipstick that I'm going to be using on my lips. I actually have a lipstick that would have worked just as easily, but I had forgotten that I had it, so I went out and bought this for the look. I was wanting more of a brown lipstick, but I found this one, and it's kind of got like that purpley tone to it and still kind of red at the same time. And I loved the way it looked. So this is the final look. I do end up adding highlighter just because it's me. I had to glow. But this is the look. This is the eyeshadow. I really loved like the matte pale face. I think it really intensifies like that grungy kind of look. But then I do mix Prosecco Pop and Champagne Pop together from the face palette to highlight my cheekbones and a little bit on my nose, a little bit on my forehead, a little bit on my chin. I highlighted my brow bone, my inner corner. I just had to get my glow going, you know? Alright guys, so that's it for this tutorial. I hope you enjoyed. If you liked it, please give it a thumbs up and subscribe to my channel so you don't miss out on future videos if you haven't already. If you have any video suggestions or requests, just leave them in the comments below. And yeah, so thanks for watching, and I'll see you in my next one. Bye guys.